All right, so I was watching Hot Ali's video about different things to look out for on these Camaros. So we're at Mazda to get an oil change for the CX-5. Then when I check my tire pressure, let me see if I can show you.
Yeah, there's love, there's hate, lies and games, faith.
All right, so I was watching Hot Ali's video about different things to look out for on these Camaros. And man, it's very important that you watch certain YouTubers because they have so much information. You know, people like Q the Chaotic, Hot Ali, Blueprint 1 LE, they're super knowledgeable about these cars, and I got a little bit of insight, something to look out for. So you see this reservoir here? It looks like it's filled up, right? But look at the bottom one. The bottom one is not filled at all. So I'm going in for my oil change today, and I'm gonna make sure that they fill up that. I think they use this little nozzle here to fill it up with coolant. And yeah, just, you know, I'm sure it's okay as it is, but just want to get that added peace of mind and just have them look over everything, make sure everything is doing well. Hi, baby, how are you? Yeah, so yeah, we're off to the dealership and we'll get this resolved and figure out what else we want to do with the Camaro. So we're at Mazda to get an oil change for the CX-5 over here at Sport Mazda, and we found something pretty interesting. So I'm gonna take you guys on a little walk, show you what we found in the service bay. One of the service advisors has this car. We're gonna start out at the quad tips. What do you think this is? All right, comment quick before we move up. Comment and let me know what you think this is. Let's move up. You guessed it. It is a Mustang GT 5.0. I believe this one is with a manual gearbox, as God intended. And yeah, man, this thing is beautiful. Man, I wish I had the money. I would have one of these. I'd have the Challenger Scat Pack wide body. I'd have them all. But this thing is beautiful, man. Look at this. If you guys know what color this is, comment below and let me know. Like, because I'm not 100% sure what the color is. But it looks like he has a track package on it, because he has the track wheels on here. I'm not sure if this is a track level 1 or 2, but he's definitely got the wheels. He's got the wing. That wing to me makes the whole car, and just this beautiful car. I would love to see how this car would do against the SS1LE. Because they're both manual, it'd be interesting to see how they compare to each other. But comment below and let me know if you guys think who you think is going to take it in like a roll race and quarter mile race. I think in a quarter mile the SS should get it. If it's on a roll race, I think the Mustang's going to get it. But comment below and let me know, and I'll actually try and put this race together for you guys. All right, so I just got back from the dealership getting my oil change, and yeah, so the idea that I was originally doing for this video, like the whole tone of the video has changed now because of my experience getting the oil change, which segues into the new title of this video and the theme of this video, that you have to be very careful which brands you choose when purchasing a car. And you also have to be very, very careful which dealerships you choose to go to. And, you know, it's one of those things where you can't just buy your favorite car without knowing what the service situation is going to be like for it. So I got the oil change done yesterday. I'm not going to put the dealership's name in it, but they overcharged me like crazy. They wanted to charge me, I think it was like the original service person wanted to charge me like almost like $230, I believe, or $215 or $220, something like that. But he left, and then I got actually a good service advisor afterwards that came in and saw it, and I could tell he was shocked even when he saw what the original service writer or service advisor was trying to charge me. And he made a call and he was able to lower the bill down to like $195, which is just for an oil change. $195 is still a whole lot, right? But the car was just in horrible shape when I got it back. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but there was like dirt thumb marks everywhere. You can see there and there. It was like all on the hood. There was dirt, and like you could tell they used like their hands. There was like handprints everywhere, and like oily handprints like on the door, everywhere, right? Now I took my time and I cleaned out the interior of the car because there was like little oil marks and dirt marks like on the chair and everything. So I took my time and I detailed it yesterday. Well, I got the car back last night, so this is the day after. So when I got back, I took my time and I wiped a lot of it off, but you can still see there was some on. It almost looked like they intentionally tried to dirty up the vehicle. Like what is that? You know, because I keep my car meticulously clean, you know. So there was, you know, little marks there, and I mean it was pretty rough, right? So that being said, normally when they change the oil, they'll put a sticker showing what oil was put in, you know, how much mileage I have left. And mind you, I used to use a different service advisor before, and they would always put it at the same dealership. They would always put it right there. This one, they did not do it, but they took down the old sticker and placed it here. So they placed the old sticker and just left it there, didn't bother to put up a new sticker. And then when I checked my tire pressure, let me see if I can show you. So my tire pressure was low going into the going to get the oil change done, and so I'll show you what the tire pressure is now. So they reset it. This, you know, who knows if they even put the oil in, because now I'm skeptical of everything. But my tire, they didn't even put air in the tires. So the air was like 30, 29, 32, 31. Like they didn't, that's where it was before. They didn't adjust it at all. So they didn't put any air in the tires. Mind you, now they want to charge me like almost like $230, right? So they didn't even do that. And they didn't put the sticker there. They left dirt marks and like grease marks all over, right? And oh yeah, little scuff marks, like just all sorts of things, right? And then to make it worse, one of the things that I pointed out to them that, you know, I started the whole video about was about filling up the second reservoir. They left that empty, and I specifically talked to them about that several times. They didn't. I had to go get the second service advisor, the guy that actually really helped me out. He's probably the only reason why I would even bother to go back to this dealership. Like, he came in and he went and saw a technician, got the coolant, and he filled it up himself. I sat there and watched him do it. So he put the coolant in. The dealership, the service that I paid for, they didn't even bother to do that. I don't think they topped off all the fluids yet, because my windshield wiper is still where it was. They did, it looks like absolutely nothing, and charged me an arm and a leg for it. So that being said, it led me to think why a lot of guys that I know that have American cars right now are switching to European and Japanese cars, and it's mostly for the service. So there's a guy that I interviewed a while back. He's an MMA fighter. And he has a Dodge Scat Pack wide body, blue manual, is beautiful, awesome car. And he says he loves it, but he hates how he's treated whenever he takes it in to the dealership for service. He says they always try to upcharge him and they do horrible work. And now he's considering switching over to either Mercedes or BMW or something like that, mainly for the service. So that's why I said, you know, in this video, it's very, very important who you choose to, you know, this is why brands matter. The brand of your vehicle matters, because it's not just, you know, the car itself. Like this, I love this car. I love the Camaro SS1LE. I think it's one of the best built, like, sports cars, muscle cars out there, period. And you really have to thank the engineers at Chevy. The engineers at GM, I believe, are some of the best engineers in the world. They do amazing work. You can see what they did with the C8, Z06, and all the Camaros have always been like groundbreaking. You know, they do like amazing work, the engineers. But that the brand itself of Chevrolet, I believe, I'm not sure if it's the brand or if it's just the area, but a lot of the people that they attract to work in service and parts and stuff, a lot of them either don't care, or they're not very well educated, or they're people that you just don't know what's in their hearts to where they want to screw people over. I have not had the best experiences getting the car service at different dealerships. And I've even stopped going to certain dealerships to buy them because a lot of the salespeople were just, it wasn't a good buying experience. Like, I remember one time there was a dealership in South Florida that I went to. Well, it was north of Palm Beach, and like I said, I don't want to throw dirt in anyone's name. I don't want to make people look bad, but I remember one time I went to just go get a regular SS, and I was asking him about the price, and the guy was like, are you sure you can afford this car? And I was like, why would you ask me that? Like, you know, I'm just trying to find what's the best price you guys are selling them at. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this car is something you should be looking into. Maybe you want to look into, I believe he said a Sonic or something, some weird car. And I was just like, you know, it turned me off so bad. I was just like, okay, I'm never buying a car from these people again. And I went and I bought my SS1LE someplace else, you know? So these are the type of things that you have to be very wary of when shopping for your new car. Oh man, look at this bird. It's like a red head. My bad. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's kind of cool. Hey, little birdie. Yeah, sorry, flew off on a tangent there. Yeah, but yeah. So you have to be very, very careful with which brands you go with, right? Now, at the same time, right? We did this at the same day. So at the same time that we went in to get this Camaro serviced, we also took in our CX-5 to get serviced. And they offered to wash the car and everything for free, but we opted not to because we were in a rush to get back home. But man, oh man, was it a different experience. So not only did they balanced the tires for free, which, you know, I just think is amazing, you know, and shout out, you know what, let me look and see. I need to give a shout out to the service advisor that we dealt with, because he was amazing. The service advisor was Paul, I think, Clapkin, and they're at Sport Mazda. So shout out to Paul. I mean, dude was very, very helpful. There was another service advisor that was there that was also, he wasn't really working on the car, but he was actually extremely helpful as well too. I think his name was Stefan. Yeah, Stefan. Stefan was also very, very helpful, and they really, really looked out for us, man. Like, they balanced the tires. They worked on the, you know, they basically gave us the oil change and worked on the car and made it like it was a seamless process. They even went so far as, like, while they were servicing the car and doing the oil change, they went ahead and showed us, there was a video of them doing the oil change and servicing the car, and they did like a full, like, it looked like 100-point inspection, and everything was just like white glove treatment. Like, it was like a night and day difference getting the Mazda service versus getting the Camaro service. And that says a lot, you know, it says a lot about brands. So I wanted to put this out there for you guys, so you can be very careful with which car company you choose to go with when buying, because it's not just the car, It's also the service experience, it's the buying experience, it's the aftercare experience. I've also had an issue where I bought a 2016 Camaro that was the Turbo 4 version first, just because I wanted to see what it was like. And when I had it, it had so many issues. Like, I kept on bringing it back in because the car would actually shut off on its own. Like no lie, like I would be at a stoplight and the car would just shut off on its own. No rhyme or reason, it would just do it. I brought it in like 5 times and they would not buy the car back. They wouldn't like do it. They were just like, you know, it, to me, that qualified it for the lemon law, where it would just shut off on its own. They gave me, I called up corporate, I did everything you could think of, and they were just like, we don't know, call this person. They kept having me call a bunch of different people, and nothing got solved. So then I was like, all right, so I just traded it in and I got the SS. I got a 2016 Camaro SS at that time, and that car was perfect. That car ran fine, but the 4-cylinder for 2016 had a whole bunch of issues, and Chevy just didn't want to do anything to fix, or, you know, the issue that they had. So, and I also saw Hot 1 LE. He had a bunch of issues with his, and Chevy treated him horribly too. So, you know, you guys really, and mind you, I love Chevrolet. I love the actual car, and I love the Camaro because it's really a testament to the engineers behind it. The engineers do amazing work, but Chevrolet's service and customer care department, it needs an overhaul. I've even heard that Ford is way better. Like, so right after I saw what they were charging me for the oil change, I actually contacted Ford, and Ford told me that their oil change, they have their own oil that they use in-house for the Mustang GT, and their Mustang, the oil change was going to be roughly around, like, I think he said it was like 100 to 120 in that range. And I was like, okay, that's a world of difference compared to what, you know, Chevy was trying to charge me. So I hope you guys can use this information to help you choose which vehicles you want to buy. Like, now, after going through everything that I've gone through with, you know, with the dealership at Chevy, I'm more inclined to either just take my car to a good performance shop to do all the oil changes and stuff like that. Somebody that's very trustworthy, that I would trust to actually build the car and stuff later on. Or I'm probably going to trade this car in for a Nissan, get the Nissan GTR, because I know their service, you know, they have an exemplary record for service and how they treat their customers. So comment below, let me know what you think I should do. And yeah, that's it for now. You know, I wish this video was going to be a little bit more fun, but this is what it ended up being about. I try to keep it real with you guys and give you 100% of what's happening. So comment below, let me know if you've experienced things like this as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Another thing I forgot to mention, so when I got the car back and I was driving it home, I realized that the shifter felt different. It felt like it was harder to put it into first, harder to put it into third. I don't know, it was so weird. I'm very sensitive, you know, with the car. I could feel everything, any changes, anything that's different about it. And obviously I've been driving it for a while, and I've never had an issue putting it in the first or third. But then now it seemed like, it almost felt like the person driving it was trying to force it into one of those gears, and they broke something, and now it's like it's harder to put it into first and third. If you guys have a manual SS1LE or a manual Camaro SS and you've experienced this as well, let me know, because I've only noticed it right after getting the car back from the oil change. So, I mean, I spoke to the service advisor, and he was actually really cool, and he, you know, we're going to bring the car back and have their master technician look it over. But yeah, that's another one of those things to look out for. So hope you guys pay attention to this video and be very smart with who you choose to buy your car with in 2022 and who you choose to get it serviced with, because it can make a big difference.